Ever see a quarterback sacked 11 times in one game? Well, you're about to, because we are going to give you the fastest X&O breakdown you'll ever experience as we try to make heads and tails of the 11 times the Ravens made Marcus Mariota eat dirt last week. How many of the sacks were actually the offensive line's fault? How many can you blame on Mariota? And how many were just good defense by the Ravens? We're going to track them all. But before we get started, know this as you're watching. Any sack that takes 3 seconds or longer is a red flag. So if you had at least 3 seconds, in theory, the ball should have been gone. Okay, get buckled up, because this week's Behind the O-Line is not for the faint of heart.
And second down 7. Oh, look out for Suggs. Look out for Wormley, and down he goes.
First sack goes in the Ravens column. Mariota was trying to run a bootleg off play action, but hey, linebacker Terrell Suggs says, "This isn't my first rodeo. I've seen this before." He doesn't get the sack himself, but he blows it up. On to sack number 2.
Mariota from the gun, blitz coming. Mariota pumps, in trouble, sacked again.
This one's on Mariota. He had more than enough time, and looky there. That's 2 different receivers he could have thrown to. Let it fly, Marcus.
Suggs is chasing. Mariota throws it away, but I think he hit the chalk before he released.
Another Marcus sack. Not only did he have Tajae Sharpe open in space, he could have also dumped to Dion Lewis, or he could have just thrown it away. Instead, he inexplicably held onto the ball and rolled out of bounds for a loss of yardage.
Mariota, play fake, dropping, pressured on a delayed blitz and taken down.
Number 4 goes to the Ravens. See anyone open? Mariota didn't either. The beauty on this sack came from the delayed rush by linebacker Matt Judon. Watch Titans right tackle Jack Conklin. As Judon sat back, Conklin moved inside to help, and right when he does, Judon takes a beeline to Mariota, blowing up the play.
Oh, he got away, and then Smith swats it. That's a sack.
Okay, O-line, this one's on you. This is left guard Quentin Spain. This is Ravens linebacker Zadarius Smith. This is called not holding a block. 5 down, 6 to go.
Mariota takes the snap on 3rd and 10, under pressure, and he'll be sacked again back at the 26-yard line.
Another one for the Mariota column. At the very least, he had Taywan Taylor on a backside whip route. At the most, he had Corey Davis on an intermediate crossing route if he leads him. This is what's known as being gun shy.
Mariota looks, steps up, he's in trouble. He's sacked for a 7th time back at the 20-yard line by Henry.
We'll credit this one to partially great coverage, but Mariota wasn't totally blameless. All the downfield receivers were covered, but again, he could have at least dumped it off to Lewis. Instead, Tony Jefferson's there for the sack.
3rd down and 5, Mariota looking to throw. Steps up, hit, and dropped again.
No checkdowns here, just a bunch of covered receivers to stare at. If you looked up the definition of a coverage sack, this is the video they'd play for it.
The snap, under pressure, Mariota is sacked for a 9th time.
Marcus, the open receivers are on the other side of the field. The Mariota sack meter keeps on rising. We're almost done, I promise.
Marcus Mariota, pocket collapsing, pumps once, and he is sacked. That is a record. 10th sack of the day by the Ravens defense.
Pull the trigger. Seems to be a pretty consistent theme, doesn't it?
Pocket collapsing, he is going to be hit and sacked again.
Wow, Tajae Sharpe is wide open. It's almost like this QB had been sacked 10 times earlier and was just completely frazzled on this play. So 6.5 of the 11 sacks could be pinned on Mariota. 3.5 you can argue were the result of good defense, and 1 was just flat out bad line play. Remember that note about the 3-second mark? 10 of the 11 sacks took place after the 4-second mark. That typically insinuates the quarterback is holding the ball too long, and that's exactly what the tape showed. The one silver lining? Okay, maybe not silver. Let's call it a gray lining. The record for sacks in one game is 12, so Mariota and company didn't make the record books. For a more detailed breakdown of all of these sacks, go to www.nfl.com/Ford.